I was in Portland, and I went to the local museum, and there was a beautiful display of some Indian artifacts and some exquisite photographs of Indians, Native Americans, and the works of art. It was all beautiful. But in every room there was some feminist art historian had written a hectoring little description, censoring and talking about the gaze of the tourist and all this kind of deconstruction, and so you couldn't learn about the art, and you couldn't enjoy it. It had to be mediated through the mind of this fanatical
ideological perspective had to be filtered through, right? The judgmentalism, the moralism, the guilt tripping, and so on.
It was one big guilt trip.
An actual encounter with an artifact from the past, and a sense of awe, and reverence before that object. No, we have to have this interposed contemporary figure hectoring us. Exactly what you said.
Us. Yeah. So that's
the sermon. They're new preachers.
The new scolds.
It's a new moralist. Scolds.
They're
perfect.
scolds.
Perfect. The new scolds.
They're scolds. They're pests, and. But it's now not, so we see it going into the media, that's a given, and now in the museums, and then there's this cultural appropriation. This is one of the new ideas that, at some level, a lot of this there's a kernel of wisdom that, you don't put on blackface and essentially demean another culture in that way. But now they're going after yoga classes and that sort of thing. You're not supposed to say namaste. That's going to put all of Portland out of work. It's nothing but yoga studios. But I don't know. But in now performances of the Mikado, the Gilbert and Sullivan, people are saying, oh, well, that was cultural appropriation. It's demeaning. You had a museum in Boston where they have beautiful kimonos and on display, and you can have. Well, now they were protesters. And the protesters didn't seem to be from, it's almost always people that aren't in that culture that are the most shrill. And so the Boston Museum, the Museum of Fine had to apologize.
Oh, I don't believe it.
So this is going on. So it's, it's permeating the culture.
Yes,
and I want it to stop.
Yes, that's right. Right.
So
it's so unsophisticated. Okay. This is not the way.
Anti-intellectual.
This is not the way that you contemplate history and art. Okay. Through these, the contemporary political filter. This distorts the true meaning of history and art.
Trivializes.
And trivializes.
And that's what I see with students. They're not having these encounters with great works of art.
Right.
And that's what a teacher should do.
We were produced by a great books curriculum.
We always had, no matter what, even if you had a bad teacher, you always had a classic. And so they've been...
a sense of respect for the greatness of the work, not this debunking, sneering,
now they have a sense
deconstruction.
Of superiority.
Exactly. Oh, this is like a product of all kinds of outmoded racial or gender paradigms and so on. Give me a break. Okay. The whole history of the world is seen through this contemporary lens. It's absolutely, and that's why we're not getting any important intellectuals, young writers, young analysts. Okay, if you're ever going to get any, they have got to start going back to the library and finding other independent thinkers, because they're certainly not being presented with them in the classroom.
They're just not.
No.